First things first, folks. Can you hear Wowie? Can you hear Wowie? Okay, I got a little adjustment to do there. Hello, Sean, Pen on Fire. How you doing, brother? Thank you for tuning in once again. There, that looks pretty good there. I'll just leave that there for a sec. Well, I just finished getting set up here. Let people start rolling in. People start rolling in. Can you hear me okay? There is Spike. There's Happy Curmudgeon Carving Matthew. Can you hear me, guys? Dad Carves is here. Well, if you can hear me, it's time for a little sum-sum.
WIP Wednesdays, a Wowwy'z workshop.
Yo! You! How was that? Little intro for you folks. Oh! Darren Dibb is here! Darren Dibb is here! Thank you, brother, for popping in. It's so great to see you all here. Yep, my brother is here. How is everybody? We got 5 folks who got a slow roll in today. 9. Doing better. Okay, I'll stop yelling. I gotta remember the phone's right frickin' in front of my mouth. Hello! Hello, Sean. How are you doing? How are you feeling, Pen on Fire? Been thinking of you lots, man. There's Perry, the carving wizard, is here. Hello, sir. Thank you for coming back. I don't know if we're gonna have many people. Sorry, just turning on my DeWalt fan. Don't know if we'll have as many folks in today because I didn't go in the vertical, as you can see. I didn't do my, crazy little wowie dance dealy today because I just wanted to do it for the tribe. Do it for the tribe. Do a little drawing. And just chill with the pack, if you know what I'm saying. Oh, John is here. Hello, John. Grumpy's Laid Back Carvings. Slides right in. My brother. I hope you're doing good. I hope everybody's doing great. So yes, as a lot of you know, my amazing cousin and artist, Mr. Cale Ranches, took this drawing, used his iPad, and he turned it into one amazing logo for the wood group. Well, he digitized it, and then he added color. And he's done just an amazing job. And he's actually working on a couple other things. Top secret, but he took on the challenge. I showed him something. I showed him a little of this, a little of that, of past projects gone by, let's just say. Okay? I said, this is what that person did. What would be your take on that, sir? And he just took it and ran, because Cale he's really, really gifted. I hope maybe they watch this back when they have time. Aubrey and Cale have been tuning in when they can. And it's just great to have family help. Like, it made this project so much more special to me that he helped. Okay, so that means what I'm trying to babble about, guys, sorry, is that now that Cale got us to that point, I can now go in here, because we had to do it in line drawing first, okay? We had to do it all in just the line drawing first, so that you can properly digitize it and then add the colors, and we've got to that point. So now I can go in and just start doing the shading that I've been wanting to do so badly, right? Get in there and start. Well, I'm gonna like be playing around with the pencil a bit, but even more so, it's gonna be the shaders, and I'm just gonna hit it in all those spots that I've been wishing I could hit it. Hitting and wishing, wishing and hitting. Sean is here. Yes, yes, yes. Grumpy, that clip was awesome. That blue and the burn looked sweet. I'm behind. I have to catch up on Grumpy's videos. Lots been going on in the background in old Wowwy'z world. So I apologize to everybody that I haven't been able to be caught up on all of your videos. But I try. And then as soon as I get a good chance and some free time, I go onto YouTube and I go to the subscriber part. And I just scroll and scroll and scroll. And look at all you guys' amazing work. Whoa, that guy's trying to slide away on me here. That's no good. Yes, everybody, you guys are all you creators out there are doing just fantastic work. Wow, he's very, very proud of you. So many people have channels now. It's crazy. Hello, John. Just making sure I've said hello to everybody. Going to let live play and cook some supper, says Pen on Fire. Okay, Sean. Cook up your din, and we'll be here. So, I hope you guys are all doing well. We had the Kindred Spirits wood carvers, who I'm an admin for. Some of you know, some of you may not, but now you do. That's how that works. I'm just kidding. But we've been sending out the packages of all the winners of our last challenge, our wood carving challenge. And that's been really, really fun because I've been like sitting, just sitting, waiting for this to happen. I've known what people are going to be getting in their boxes, but I haven't said a word. I did not blow any surprises, and it's been really, really cool seeing them roll in and the people getting them. Robert C. Peters just got his. Amy Jo got one with some unexpected surprises in there. There were many unexpected surprises in this last batch of prizes. And it's been just great because it's a way to show, like, I had all these things here, right, that I wanted to send people, and I was waiting because I was on a tight budget, So I just send a couple things each month, and that's why I can't knock them all off at once. Baron Boss Lady's here. Hey, brother. Oh, Jane's here. Hello, Jane. Thank you for popping in. Love when you come in. Miss Jane is another amazing. Just one sec. I gotta mess with something here. Creator. My goodness. Is she ever? Sorry about that, guys. Watching the weather near me. Oh man, I saw that West Virginia, I think, is getting hit with a whole bunch of stuff. How is Bear doing today? Asked John. Sorry. So yeah, Jane, I've been wondering because I know we have so many people in our tribe that live down that way, and I'm pretty sure that Mark Kidd, the last package that I just sent off, I'm pretty sure that he lives in West Virginia. I'm trying to remember because I have so many addresses in my head, and I'm from Canada, so the American addresses are harder for me to remember. But what I'm trying to babble about, Jane, is that I'm thinking of all you folks down there. I know the weather's getting crazy. Oh, you're in Ohio. Okay. Indiana now coming near me, says Jane. Oh, Jesus. Hey, Bear. Yep, headed that way. Well, you take very, very good care, sister. And we're all thinking of you folks. All this crazy weather, man. And, lots of people are kind of have that attitude that it's like, well, if it's not near me, if it doesn't, if it doesn't affect me or my kin, my family, whatever, it doesn't really matter as much in the things in the world, right? But the Kindred Spirits Wood Carvers is such a huge family, and we got our new the new hashtag that I've been using, Tribe Worldwide, hashtag Tribe Worldwide, hashtag Tribe Strong, the Kindred Spirits Wood Carvers. And so now every place in the world is so much more important to me because I know all of these people living there. For instance, just recently, Ireland was kicking off with a bunch of stuff, and I'm here worrying about Aiden. It's crazy. But what I'm saying is, the world is becoming a smaller place and a more, I don't know, it's a hard thing to explain, but I sure feel for everybody out there. Bear says, I'm getting ready to be the next Thomas Edison. Ha ha. Oh. Well, I want to be the next Tesla. So, Nikola Tesla. We like Aiden. Yes, we do. Yes, Jane, you were in our thoughts. Bap's closer to the trouble. Is he, Spike? Shit, man. I was thinking about Bap, too. Bap's in Ireland. Gotta love the thunderstorms, says Grumpy. I sure do miss thunderstorms. We had a lot of them in Alberta, but out here on Vancouver Island, not so much. It's strange. We have microclimates here, and it's like we'll have weather that the rest of the province isn't having. Like it's very, very strange out here on the island. So I miss thunder. I love thunder. I don't like the lightning so much, but sure do love thunder, man. I love the crazy weather as long as it's not hurting anybody and being bad to my people. It's good until the wind chimes in. Yes, I hear you there, sister. Man, well, you take really good care, Jane, and all the folks watching down there, who are down there, or have folks down there, in those affected areas. Because the Kindred Spirits, we're all one big, huge family. And that goes as well as the YouTube community. There's a lot of people in our YouTube community that aren't part of, maybe not part of Facebook, or if they are, they're not part of the group yet, but I care about the YouTube community too. Just that way. All of the different channels. That includes you, Bear, and Creation Dust down there, and all of the YouTube crew, We're all becoming like just a big force to behold, let me just say. So yes, I'm going around here. A lot of these, I don't know, when I'm looking at this now, I'm wondering why didn't I do these lines stronger in the beginning and make everything kind of the same that way. I missed a couple letters with the strength of the old HB, but I'm getting there. We're getting there. And as I ramble and babble here, I'm just going to darken some of those lines so it's all more balanced to me. It's already getting there. And then I'll start shading. And shading's the fun. Shading's like the, one of those, it's kind of like too when I do eyes, if I do anything with open eyes, I leave the eyes till very, very last. Number one, because I'm scared. Because I'm a chicken. But, no, I'm just kidding. It's just the eyes are so important, right? And so I always leave the eyes, if I do have visible eyes in my drawings, I leave them till last, and I do everything, and then I put in those pupils, and that's when it's just like, bing, it comes to life. It comes to life. And so that's how I kind of feel about the shading, You wait till the end, and then you just go. And it gives everything depth. Gives everything depth and value. I'm thinking back to my art college days. All of these terms. Yes, I went to art college. Yes, I dropped out. Yes, I pissed away another wicked opportunity. Nah, I'm just kidding. Well, it was a combination of things. But the main driving force for me dropping out of art college was money. I got a grant because they saw that I did have some natural talent. So I had to do a big portfolio and everything. And so I was awarded a grant. But because you're on grant money, it's way less than any even like the student loan kids were getting, right? So I tried it. Whoa, sorry, I hit my head there. I tried it for a while, and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I didn't have the money. And they, like, when you went to class in the morning, there would be a list on the cardboard, on the chalkboard, of today's materials that are needed, and then you'd go down to the bookstore. Just a second, I'm just reading here. That's okay, Larry. I was going for teaching art, but had to drop out because of money. Well, good. I guess I'm not the only one, eh? Jane is talking about, oh, I've connected with them. I retired last year and have just really begun getting the hang of carving. Oh, you're an amazing carver. But, yeah, you'd have to go down to the bookstore and buy your materials for that day, for that lesson, or else you couldn't properly participate. So, what I'm getting at here, Jesus wowie, is that if I didn't have the money for the materials that day, you know, like anywhere from $5 to $10, I wouldn't go. And sometimes I wouldn't even have the money for the LRT. I lived in Calgary, and I wouldn't have the money to get there on the train, because I'm a moron. I wouldn't, you know when we're young and we're not good with money yet, you know. So, yeah, it just wasn't the right time in my life. But I did absorb a lot while I was in there. And for the short time I was in there, I did learn quite a bit. But that's that terrible saga of a story. Let's talk about nicer things. Jane says, carved a lot of Christmas things. Nightmare Before Christmas characters, birdhouses, but took a break. Those Christmas things are really, really good to get. When I first started carving too, Jane, I had a bunch of dowel. Don't even know what kind of what it was, but it was those dowel, you know, Santa ornaments on dowel. And I started that, you know, following Carving Fusion and stuff. But, you know, with a Santa, it's just a wood spirit with if you do the mustache right, you know, give them that happy mustache on either side. Well, all of a sudden your wood spirit is a Santa spirit, kind of. Give it a little gnome hat, and you're good to go. Paint them, you know, white and red, and you got Christmas. It's a great way when we're learning. And you can be an expert too, and it's a great way to start. And it's neat too, because that's when I first started learning, and you want your family to have those pieces. I did anyways. And so most of my family, my cousins and those folks, my cousin has some kids that I really, you know, Two Brothers, One Vision has been a major part of their lives. We really encourage them with art and stuff. And so all of the kids have ornaments. And yeah, it's cool. And it's neat when they'll shoot you a picture, eh? Something that you forgot that you even carved, and they'll shoot you a picture, and it's like, oh yeah, I did that. Sorry guys, just rambling. Jane says, my sister lives in California, took free college classes on how to carve ducks and make guitars. Holy, that's cool. That's really cool. Jade also says, Jordy was my inspiration to begin. Awesome to be part of this family. Hashtag, it's all Jordy's fault. That's right, Spike. So many of us are in that. Excuse me. So many of us are in that same boat. We all came from the same roots, man. The same old twisted, old windy carving fusion tree, wood spirit tree. We're all from those roots. That's pretty darn cool, I think. Oh, I just fucked that up. Whoa, sorry, I swore. Shouldn't be swearing, Wowie. Should not be swearing. So if Allie sees this one, that's one for Allie. Sorry. Wowie done did it. It takes some getting used to draw and try not getting my head in there, right? My traditional way of drawing is like sitting cross-legged on the ground with this board and being like right over top of it and leaning over, right? But I can't do it for very, very long with my stupid back, but we're getting there with these darker lines. Sorry, I got like, if I focus on something and I decide that it has to be done, it's gonna be done. And I've been thinking lots about weird things lately, like things in your life that you regret that you've carried your whole life. And I've been thinking about things that I don't know, I'm getting old. I'm getting old, guys. I'm getting old and, reminiscing and about all the dumb things I did growing up. And all the things that I've learned from it. So, just to be old Wowie, give it to you real and raw. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. Sorry, that sounded bad. But I'm going to tell you a little story, okay? Now, this is one of my very first memories of school, okay? I was in kindergarten. I have a couple memories from kindergarten. And one of them is a major one because I saved a little girl. Well, I'll tell you. I had a little girlfriend named Amber. And one time at Christmas, well, it wasn't Christmas, it was winter time. It was up in a place called High Level, Alberta, northern Alberta, Canada. Very, very cold, lots of snow. Really, really harsh winters. But, people adapt. We know how to live in it. Snowsuits and stuff, kids playing. So everybody's out at recess playing in the snow. And we're playing on this slide, okay? Now, Amber had a really, really long scarf. Like super, super long. Went down and like hung past her. The two long parts of the straw hung past her knees. And she was on top of the slide. And she was going, how there's those handles on the other side of the slide? Well, she was climbing up the steps and then climbing in through the handle and around. And there was a bunch of her and a couple of her little friends up top there chirping and stuff and pissing around. And then she went to go down the slide. Well, while she was doing all that wrapping around crap, she wrapped her scarf around the hand railings. And so she went down the slide and she hung herself. So she went down the slide. I remember bouncing, and then she went in the air, and then she went, and she's hanging off the side. She's hanging off the side of the slide by her scarf. And it was freaking crazy, man. And I remember looking across the field, and the one teacher that was out there on supervision was far away. And all these kids are like freaking out, and just basically standing there watching her, like choking and kicking. So I ran up the slide to where it was knotted, and I knew from just my past from learning to tie my shoes and stuff that if I ever got a really bad knot, I took it apart with my teeth, right? So I got up there and I chewed on that scarf, on that hardest part of that knot, and I pulled as hard as I could with my freaking teeth. And as soon as I popped the knot, it all unraveled and she hit the ground. Okay? So I saved this little girl's life in kindergarten. And after that, we were inseparable. We were best friends. I wish we still talk today, but so I remember that part of kindergarten. And in doing so, I had a really, really good bond with one of my teachers. And my teacher would always talk about how I was a hero and stuff and a good boy. And I really, really looked up to that teacher. It was like one of the very first teachers that I ever kind of had, that little teacher crush you get on them. And so, let's skip ahead a little bit. And they did this thing, they would reward us with literal gold star stickers, okay? And each kid had a little book of gold star stickers. And I was very competitive, okay? As a school, before I kind of went bad, I was really into school. I was into plays. I was into, I did a poetry contest, reading poetry to win my mom some flowers when I was in kindergarten or grade 1. I was in Hansel and Gretel play and a whole bunch of stuff, right? I used to be, before I kind of went, sideways after puberty and stuff hit, I was really into school, and I was really into anything I could get into that it was a challenge, and if it was a competition, I was there, right? So these stars, man, just drove me bonkers. I wanted the most in the class. I always, I was just hyper focused on these freaking little gold stars. So one day I'm sitting there and I see that there's a gold star on the floor. And I told the teacher, there's a gold star there. And I pointed it out, and she said, okay, Larry, will you leave it there, because the person who lost it will find out that they lost it. And they'll want their star. So you leave it there. So after that, I'm sitting there and I'm staring at this freaking star, right? And I'm processing this, thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it. And I thought, okay, well, if I can get somebody else to pick the star up for me and give it to me, well, then maybe I'm not so guilty of the crime, let's say. And I'm just little, right? And I knew it was like a wrong thing to do, or else I just would have picked the star up myself. So I got this other little kid who was I used to think of, I don't know, it's weird, man. Some people are kind of like autonomous, just kind of like Autobots, like baby, just doing their thing, ding, 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 and not really there and present, and you could just be like, hey, man, do this, and they'll do that. And so this one little kid, he wasn't like a good friend or anything, but I just zeroed in, and I knew this one little dude, he'd do anything I told him to do, right? And so I told him, can you get that sticker for me? And he did. Oh, yeah, sure. And walked over, picked it up, gave it to me, and I took the sticker, and I put it in my book, closed it up, and I was like, okay, good, I got the sticker. Oh, Jesus. Are you guys are talking amongst your friends? Okay, I just hope that somebody is still listening to me, because this is terrible. So I did that. I admit it was the wrong thing to do, and I did that. Well, instantly, the teacher knew. I don't know if she saw this going down. I'm sure she had her eye on me to see what I would do after she told me to leave it alone. And then she figured out that it was gone, and then checked my book and saw that I had this nasty little carpet sticker with lint and shit stuck to my book. And I got in trouble. I got in trouble for it. And it was the very, very first time that I had ever let down somebody that I looked up to, knowing that I was doing wrong. When I did it, I knew I was doing wrong. And when I got in trouble, I know I deserved it. And ever since that day, you guys, that teacher never looked at me the same way. And I thought about it the day after this happened, and I thought about the next day, and I thought about this for every day of my life, because I let her down and I knew that it was wrong. And this is a story of regret. I remember that day as clear, that day in that kindergarten class, as clear as yesterday. I remember. But yet I don't remember any other days at all, other than saving Amber. I remember it. I remember the stuff on the wall. I remember the smells, the sounds. And why do I remember that? Because regret burnt that into me. And I would do anything to go back and change that day and leave that sticker there. Yeah. Listen to the whisper of your soul, you guys, because it will not lead you astray. I've been reading some stuff about, people, accepting our faults and the things that we do wrong, accepting them, and owning it. And what I was thinking about today, and what I was going to talk about to you guys, and I decided I wanted to share that because I don't want anybody else to have something like that burnt into their soul and have to carry it around for your whole life. It was quite the life-changing experience. Sorry about that, man. Sorry about that, guys. You have learned from it, become a better person, says Jane. Time to let that go. Thank you. Yeah, it's one of those things, guys. It'll never leave me. And I do have to let it go. And I thought maybe today, by telling literally the frickin' whole world, even though, what do we got here? 14, 15 people? Oh, I understand baby's kisses. Hello, by the way. Consciousness, I meant. Yes. It is an example of consciousness. And it's a scar. But I thought maybe, because I've been reading this stuff about owning your past faults and stuff, and like you guys say, letting them go. And so I thought maybe by sharing that today, it would help. It would help move that on, because I've suffered enough by that one, man. Yes, hello, babies, kisses. Everybody's just saying hello. Thumbs up, yes, please. I need the thumbs up, guys. I only got 7 thumbs up. Jesus. Is this view okay? Because I learned that I can zoom. I learned in my verticals that I can zoom. Steven's Carvings is here. Hey, everybody. Steven's here from the Kindred Spirits from Facebook. This guy is an amazing carver, guys. Tuning in from the UK. What time is it there, Steven? And thank you. Thank you for popping in, man. Steven told me that him and the wife like to watch this, but they don't on the big TV, so you can't comment on the live chat. But he commented today. Ask God to forgive you. It's called repentance. Then you can be washed free. Well, I ask God I repent from that sin, and I ask God to wash it free, because I don't need to carry that anymore. And I've just been thinking about things like this, guys, because I'm really, really doing my best to try and live like the Wowie that I present to you guys, and much love and everything. My messages, it's me. This isn't a front, okay? And I want to live without any of those guilts hanging on me, if that makes any sense. Wheels is here until it's gone carving, folks. Hello, hello, says Wheels. Thank you, brother. One of my faithful mod squad. Not sure if Darren's still here. Spike and Wheels and Darren, Amy Joe, and Tim Black, I believe, are all the mod squads that I have here. Tim Black has been, he's Black Widow Woodworking is his YouTube. He's been fighting a lot lately, guys, because his wife has cancer, and her name's Jen, and they have a Facebook. What is it called? Well, it's a rally. It's a Facebook page, but it's whatever it's called for her and her journey. It's called Jen's Journey, and it's all about her fight and raising money and raising awareness. Sorry, and I've been thinking about Tim a lot, man. Tim and Jen, of course, and I don't blame them for not being here today. Yes, hit hearts for Tim, guys, and Jen. And if you can, you know, like, I'm going to be making a video here. I have a couple videos that need to come out, because one is for Spike, and Spike's mission to get himself a proper wheelchair so he can get out into the world again. And I waited because a whole bunch of people at the same time kind of did the Spike videos, and I don't mean this in any way, in any negative way, but I didn't want to be in the wash, or, you know, where it kind of gets overlooked. I wanted to wait and do mine apart from everybody else. So I have that one coming up, that rally call, and then I also want to do one for Tim and Jen, and try and direct people to their Facebook and Jen's Journey, and just help. You know what, Tim, this is what I'm trying to babble about. Tim has some carvings. They recently had a big sale and stuff, like a, you know, like an outdoor, whatever it's called, to help raise money and stuff for Jen. And he had some carvings there on his table, and he sold a couple, but he still has quite a few left. And he shot me a picture, and I got to pick which one I wanted. And I'm gonna wait till month's end so I can send a bit more than I normally could. And I'm gonna buy that carving, but it's basically like I get a carving, but it's basically so I can donate to Jen. And if any of you guys, you know, have a little bit of extra cash at month's end and think that you could buy a carving off Tim to help, let me know, or you guys know Black Widow Woodworking. You know, you guys know Tim. He's our brother. Hit him up and just say, hey, can I see some of the carvings that are available? Because they're really good people, and they need the help. Well, Perry's back. Perry says yes. Tim is going through it. Yes. No, hey, no problem, man. There's Grumpy. Work wore you out today. Not Tim List Baby Kisses. He goes by Tim Black, but his name's actually Tim Jackson. But he goes by Black Widow Woodworking, and I think the old Rumple something back in the Carving Fusion days was him. That was Tim. Hello, Suzanne. How you doing? On your way to Phil's birthday celebration. She did hit the like button. Well, thank you, sister. I need those like buttons. You have a safe trip. Tell Phil, father-in-law, I understand. Duh, Larry. Well, you have a great celebration, and congratulate your father-in-law. He's doing better, and I've had him in my prayers. I don't forget any of the things that the tribe are going through, and I always have you guys in my heart. So you have a great time, and give the FIL big wowie love, okay? Rumpel Forskin, I believe, was his old, yeah, was Tim's old thing, yes. Dinner waiting on my wife to come home so we can have some dinner, says Pen on Fire. Yeah, Sean, you've been working hard there making supper. Thank you so much, Larry. hey, Suzanne, your family. Yes, Tim carved a castle tower thingy that was very cool, says Jane. Yes, totally. The carving that I chose from their sale is like, it's kind of like a castle wall. It's got some bricks, and it's a window, a little tiny window, like a gnome home window that he made. He made the window bars out of like maybe chopsticks or something. But there's window bars in the little window made out of wood, and then it's a little tiny like, it's a castle window or whatever you'd call it. But that was the one I picked, and it's really, really cool. Tim's a good carver, as are all of you fellow carvers. Really awesome, creative, talented people in our tribe. Taco night, says Pen on Fire. That, I wish I was having taco night. Let me think, what am I having? Oh, we're having chicken wing, and I better watch what stupid accent I try and pull off. But I'm having it's noodles, chow mein with chicken wings. Yes, Jane, he does do a great job. So much love to you, Tim, wherever you are, whatever you're doing today, man. We love you. We love Jane, and we're with you. You guys aren't alone. And every cent, every literal cent matters. But what even matters more is knowing that you have people thinking of you and loving you. That's what matters the most. Knowing that you're not forgotten and you got people that got you back, And Tim needs that right now. I had my own bout with cancer. Don't want to get into those details too much. It's pretty crappy what happened, but hey, I'm still here. I'm still here, and every day is a true blessing. So what I'm trying to say is that I understand on a deeper level than maybe the layman, would. If it's, affected your close family members or you in your life, things hit a bit harder. And so my cancer was, we found something. They did the biopsy or whatever thing, they did a test on it, saw that it was cancer, and then boom, they went in there, and I was on the surgery table within 3 weeks, and we chopped it out. And then after that, you go back and have to have, like, every 3 months I would go back and get that dye put into me in an IV, and then you get put through the scan, and I would have that every 3 months for 3 years. That happened just to watch, but nothing ever came back. Thank you, Pen on Fire. He says, wicked job, Larry. Egg fry ray. Yes, until it's gone. That's exactly what I didn't want to do. I like your sign. Oh, that's okay, baby kisses. I'm still here. Perry understands. He's been through it with my grandma and aunt and grandpa. Oh, goodness. Well, God had your back. Yes, baby kisses, he did. I often say that my guardian angels are all very, very old and weathered and tired. Let's just say that, because, and I'm not, yes, I'm making a joke, but I was talking to my mom about this the other day. I have a list of basically my best friend list. Oh, Matthew says, God wanted you to make this sign and keep carving. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you. But yeah, literally, I have like a list of all my old my crew, right? And my most tightest friends. And out of a list of maybe like 10 of my old best friends, 8 are gone. And I was talking to my mom about that the other day, and I was just like, I don't know how I got away with still being here, because every single one of them were wicked people and deserve to be here, of course. And I just don't understand why I'm here and they're all gone. And I just every day I sit and I think like, you're still here for something, and even though you're an old busted up chronic pain back blown out guy, there's still God still has a plan for me. I refer to him as the creator, but I'm trying my damnedest to do good and do him right by saving my ass so many times. I say the same about when someone says you're in more pain than me. Pain is relative. If it affects your daily living, it doesn't matter if someone is worse off. Yes, exactly. Hello, Robert. R.C. Peters is in the house. But you're 100% right, and I say the same thing, Wheels. You know, we will all say, well, yeah, I may have it bad, but, and you say, you know, so and so is worse off or whatever, right? I often say it because of folks like, because I have folks in my pack that are in wheelchairs like you, Wheels, and Spike with his disabilities, and so I will sometimes downplay mine because my situation, because I feel that it isn't as worse as somebody else's. But it all matters, guys. All of us, we all matter, and our pain matters, man. And that's why I've been so. I refuse to give up with my Made in Pain campaign, because it sure does frickin' matter. Yes. Yes, we all agree with you until it's gone. Yes, Jane, you can look good on the outside, and but your inside is devastated. I understand that, sister. Do I ever? Some of us wear a happy mask well, but I do have my days where I wake up and the first thing that I think of and I can feel is my screaming back. And there are days when I just wake up when I'm like, I can't do this anymore, you know. And that's like my brother, man. The stuff he lives with. He has so much neuropathy pain in his feet, and he has so much. All of he has countless hernias in his stomach, and they've put Kevlar in him to try and sew him up, but it didn't. It all failed. And he has so many things wrong with his body. Yet every day, you know, you get up and you do your best. And fuck, man, my heart just aches. My heart aches for my little brother. And so I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I have this thing called Two Brothers, One Vision that I refuse to give up. I refuse to shut up. I refuse to ever let that go, because it means the world to me, and he means the world to me. I feel you, Perry. I think about you a lot, Perry. Yeah, Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll Robert. He sure has quite the story. That mesh they used for hernias used to be really awful. Yes, Jane. And it all failed in Darren. It all failed. Well, it all started with a surgery. He has a blood disorder. And so they did an experimental surgery on him. He has a really bad leg. One leg is really, really bad and full of clots. And so the doctors tried to put a tube from his leg into his heart to suck in all of the extra plasma. That's another word for blood, but in a different stage of blood. It's like clear blood. But his leg would swell up. And so they went in there to see if they could put the tube from his leg into his heart and make kind of a bypass and help him. But what happened was that tube that they put in him, it clotted within 24 hours and failed. So he was gonna die, and all of this shit was going wrong. So they went back inside. They tied off each end of that tube, but then they left everything inside of him, and they stitched him up from his groin to his neck, and said, "Okay, that didn't go as planned. We're sorry. Now you live with the consequences." And since then, 2004, that happened to Darren, and I blew my back out in 2005 because I came home to live with the family and help take care of them. And so now both Darren and I were blown out within 2 years of each other. And that surgery ruined his life. Like he was bad before, but he was way worse after. And there's no suing anybody. There's no compensation. This is what happens. You live with the outcome when you agree to it. And so Darren has just been trying to have a life with what he has left. And you know, all that whole incision up the middle of him to put all that stuff in him, that whole incision tore apart. And so all of these hernias started, and then they went in there and put in the mesh, and then that all failed. So he has scars and mesh and tubes and all of this hardware inside of his poor body. And then he has all this weight that he carries. We just found out recently that he has a cracked vertebrae from the weight he carries. And now he has back pain. It is fucked, you guys. It is fucked. And that's what my brother lives with. And his feet have horrible neuropathy. He can't even feel his feet. He can't drive or nothing. He can barely stand sometimes. It is crazy. And it's a very rare blood disorder that he has. Like he has to take thinners every day. And it's just a horrible situation. You know, very, very rare. Horrible, horrible luck. But I don't know. Us brothers, man, we've been through it. And it's that's a big, huge reason why I'm so passionate about Two Brothers, One Vision and just our art and our story, because we shouldn't be here. We shouldn't be here, but we are. And our art is our purpose. It's our therapy, it's our purpose. It's for family. Darren is a hell of a trooper. You were right about that, Wheels, as are you, my friend. Thank you for saying that. Mark Tries to Carve is here. Morning, everybody. Hey, that's looking awesome, he says. Thank you. God bless you and yours, says Robert. God bless you, man. Thanks for tuning in, Mark. We're going in the horizon mode today. You know, not going for the views. The last live we did, guys, in vertical, we got 2,400 views so far. Well, it's kind of fizzled out now. But 2,400 views, I think, is my very, very top one for a live. I'm proud of that. But then again, you get more views in the vertical, right? Because people see it in there. Jordy was telling me that it'll come up in people's shorts, and then people can stumble upon you much easier, right? Than you do when you're in Horizon. But when you're in this way, it's better because you guys see more. It's funner to watch, and it's just a better time. Like Jordy said, Horizon view is for the crew, right? Horizon view is for the crew. So everybody can talk, they can see. It's good times, happy times. Thanks again, Wheels, for saying that, because my brother is, man, he's, and you know, he fights really, really hard with depression, and lately it's been getting worse, because look what he lives with, right? And he's scared, and I don't blame him, because we're not guaranteed anything tomorrow. And when your body is busted and wrecked, how can you feel good about the future and being able to look and say, oh yeah, no, we're all good, let's just sit back and enjoy the ride? Well, the ride is horrifying to some people. So yeah, you won't ever see me giving up on Two Brothers One Vision or my family, and that goes for all of you guys too. When I say I got you back, man, I will jump in a effing airplane and fly to you if I have to. If you need me that bad, I'm there. Wowie, those new Kutzall detail burrs actually think like I do. Oh, love them. They're pretty cool, eh? Robert got the Kutzall detail, fine detail burr kit. How many families do you have left? Ask Baby Kisses. Well, we have my mom and my dad is still alive. He lives in Alberta. And but out here it's just my mom, me and Darren, my mom and my stepdad Will. But that's all we have out here. It's all for one and one for all is my mom's favorite saying, and she is a saint of a woman. Sometimes my mom watches this later on the big TV, guys. Let's just all say how much of an angel Deborah is, because she's really, really looked after us two boys in all of the horrible shit that we've had to go through. But my mom's been there. Quality of life makes a huge difference in how one views daily situations. It totally is grumpy. Like when my back was the worst after it happened, and then since then, I've been on a gradual fight to try and get back a bit of a life, right? But in the beginning, my pain was way worse than it is today, and even having to shower, and that's what my brother fights with, like things that are usually an enjoyable thing that you just kind of step into, and it just happens every day, and it's just part of the schedule and part of the routine. Well, these things can be like getting into the shower and getting on the clean clothes and shit. Like that can be a freaking mountain to climb, especially when we have like appointments or something, and you have to go out into public, and my God, like the panic and just having to go out into the world when you've been inside and enclosed for so long that can be just, horrible. Anxiety. He deals with it all, man. He deals with it all, guys. Mark says, yesterday in history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That is why it's called the present. You are certainly right about that, sir. And like I said, man, Baby Kisses says, I use the shower chair, no more stepping into tubs. Yeah, just stepping into a tub can be a freaking mission, right? I will always stand by my family, my brother, and always give everything I can to help them. And I want you guys to know these stories because I want you to know why. Why Two Brothers One Vision means so much to me, and why we refuse to give up. You guys need to know that about us. And then it just makes more sense why I shove that frickin' symbol everywhere I can shove that, our logo and our symbol of much love and hope. I put it everywhere I can, man. It's our Batman sign, and everything that I've been saying to you guys, and all of this love and hope that is within me, that's what that symbol represents. And that's why you see it everywhere, if you follow us. Darren is an awesome artist going through all that. No wonder his copper art is so beautiful. You know, Perry, I was just looking up at something here. When you said that, Perry, I just looked up and I just got chills at this guitar of his with this beautiful antique check bead and his handmade hook. Darren's song is a beautiful, beautiful song. And it deserves to be heard. Robert says, I've been messing with rolling pins. So fun to carve. Yeah, they are fun to carve. Cute says, baby kisses. Nice one. Yeah. Yeah, he's got like a line of ornaments that he does. And that's all recycled copper. He's a real special guy. I have a couple of rolling pins I have not got around to carving leaves in them yet, says John. Oh, I have one over my head. I have one somewhere over my head. Oh, okay, I was talking about the rolling pins. Okay, I was confused there for a second. Made in pain, you guys. That simple hashtag sure means a frickin' lot. And it doesn't matter if you have actual chronic pain or not. When I began using Made in Pain as our special hashtag and call out it's anybody. It's creators with disabilities. That's who pertains to Made in Pain. Doesn't matter if you have chronic pain. Doesn't matter if you've whatever. There's so many different forms of disability. You could have crippling anxiety, and Made in Pain still applies to you. It doesn't matter the disability. But if you get up each day and take what you have left in you, that hope, that hope, and you make something of that day, and you make something with your hands, that's a beautiful and powerful thing, you guys. And that's Made in Pain. And I hope others that, fight their own fights, they will use it, because it's a warrior cry. And Wheels and I talk about this, and he understands, and Wheels uses it. So does a couple other people here. Spike. Because it matters. And if you can still create art or music or whatever your shine may be, if you can still do that, with everything else that you face, you are a very, very special person. And your art is very, very special. Pick them up at thrift stores for $2 and sell them for $40. Yeah, Robert, they're wicked, man. Made and paid and shared with love, says Perry. You betcha, sir. 100% making hands that don't work. Work with an E, Wheels. Work with an E, my friend. You know. what Wheels can create. Wheels right now is our featured member. Every month for the Kindred Spirits Woodcarvers group, we feature a member, and they're the monthly featured member, and they have a special collage of all their work as the cover photo for our group. And right now it's Wheels, because he's a wicked person and a wicked artist. And for what Wheels can make with the disabilities he lives with, it just blows my mind. And I'm so proud of you, man. I am so proud of you, brother. Yeah, Robert's buying all of the pins. You keep shining, Wheels. You know that you got Wowwy'z support, man. And everybody else in here too, I'm sure that they would agree. Okay, well, I'm gonna start. Like, I keep seeing things, like I here I am saying, oh yeah, we're gonna go shading today, guys. Gonna be shading, breaking out the shaders. Breaking out the shaders and waving off the haters. To the haters, peace be with ya. Kick. Like that one? Peace be with ya. Bing. We actually do pretty good here on my channel. We don't have many haters, so knock on wood. Then again, I do have my comments set to a certain thing where it keeps the really bad comments away. And when I was learning on how to like set up a YouTube page and all that, the guide that I was following, like I learned how to do YouTube off of YouTube, right? Off of how-to videos, how to make a YouTube page, how to set up your YouTube page, and yada yada yada. And when I set it up so that there was like, a watch put on the comments, it said, the guy that I was using said, if you're a sensitive person and don't take well to, nasty comments and nasty things being said to you, don't ever turn that off. And there's a way that you can go in there and see all of the comments that have been deleted. They're like, don't ever look at those. Just leave that all alone and don't look back. And so that's what I've done. Perry says, you're opening the shade and shining the light, Larry. Thank you, man. Thank you, Perry. It sure means a lot that there are people out there that understand and have been so loyal to our channel. And I'm just ticking away, like slow but sure. Been I was telling my mom, I'm like, there's so much hate in this world, and even in the YouTube world, there's a lot of haters and a lot of hate, right? And me, I'm just ticking along, and here's Mr. Much Love and, doing my silly shit. Well, my channel hasn't taken off. Lots of people have more subs than me. And, I can't sit here and compare myself to them. I'm just doing my thing. And I told my mom, like, for every hater that I got to go through that just swipes me away, I got to look for that one good little gem out there to find Wowwy'z Workshop. Because those are the followers, those are the subscribers that I want. I want the gems, That's all you folks. You're the gems. I try to remain positive about everything, just craziness I've been through, and my life has made me that way. I understand, Perry. And I got something special coming your way, man. Pertaining to exactly what you just said. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Matt Cars is here. Hello, Matt. Thanks for coming, brother. Wow, he's getting all deep and dark here. Maybe we need some cheery energy. I've been telling stories about regret and about how much I love my family and my people. That's what today's sermon has been. Sermon. I guess it kind of is. I just won't shut up. Thank you for popping in, Matt. Really means a lot to me, man. Sorry I'm behind on the members videos and stuff. I mean to watch each and every one of them, because everything that you share is very, very meaningful, and it all matters, Matt. And I'll do my best to get caught up. I'm just dealing with some stuff here in the background. It's been really taking my attention off screen. Okay, well, I think I've got the light lines that have been bugging my eyes. So now I'm just gonna start using the existing pencil lines that are in there and see if that's enough. I don't like to add a lot of extra graphite if I don't need to. But what I will do is, like, this is all done so far in HB. And like, I have pencils that range that go all the way up to 10B, 12B. They're these special matte pencils. I don't have them right now. I should have them on deck, but I don't. But like right here, this here, sorry you can't, but this is a 2B, right? So the 2B is one step darker than the HB. So if I want to go and I know I'm going to shade somewhere, I'll go in there and I'll redo those lines in there in the 2B, or the one darker, or whatever have you. Maybe a tiny bit of, and let me look at just a little tiny bit of shading with that. But then I just go in, like, once I've done those extra lines with the 2B, I'll go in there with my shader, and then it's enough. It's enough to achieve what I'm trying to achieve without having to put a lot down. And if you just go in little increments like that, you can get the shading that you're looking for, and you haven't changed anything. You're not, you know what I'm saying? You've just went over the lines that you've already put down. But then you use that little shader, and that's kind of my style, and how I start adding the shading is I'll just go over those lines, give them a good hard line there, and then I'll go back in there with the little shader and just go over them, and it'll just give that desired look, right? You see how that went? Just by going over the line and then shading a bit. Wow, I'm looking at the computer. It looks way darker on the computer than it is in here. Maybe even too dark. What have you done, Wow? What have you done now? I'm just kidding. The lovely thing about pencil is that there's always another chance. You can erase. That's okay for now. And yeah, I'm just going to go into spots here. The shader is the best. Start hitting those little areas. And when you shade, you know, think about a face, think about the contours, and just think about, you know, okay, if this thing was literally in front of me, what would pop out? What would be behind? You know? And the parts that are farther away and would be behind, that's where you shade, right? In here, in that little crease up there behind the ear. Now I'm gonna go up in here, and like in between these forehead wrinkles, I'll just go over the existing line with my little shader, and it adds that little bit of shade that you're looking for. Because wrinkles, if you look at them, you know, there's a little bit of shade in there. Is that making any sense at all? Yo, Matt Carves, do you have a sticker? That's a good question. Because I would like a freaking Matt Carves sticker. Sometimes I have not got stickers yet. Okay. Yeah, I've been wanting to get one too. So you just think about that, Matt. Lots of us want your stickers. But I would really like to do a carving trade with you sometime, sir. I know it's a hard thing to do, being where you're at. It's an expensive trip across the water. But I would like to do it someday. I would be honored to have a Matt Carves in the Hall of Creation. Shun, shun, shun. Sorry for yelling. I haven't used that in recent videos. Next Tribe Mail video is gonna have that again. I'm also thinking of doing a tour of the Hall of Creations, and like showing each person's piece, and then explaining who the artist was, who they are to me in my life, and a little backstory about each piece that I have so far. Because I got lots, man. Right off the top of my head, I got Amy Jo, I got Carl. Carl hasn't been on our YouTube at all, but he's still a friend who's over there in the UK. He used to be part of the Carving Fusion World of Wood Carvers. I got Carl's piece, and Amy Jo. I got one from Sophie. I got one from Tim Wright from Kindred Spirits. I got one from Robert. I got R.C. Peters. I've got, holy smokes, man, I got Jordy Johnson, of course. I got Just Carve Rob. I've got Jesse Heron. I've got Tiffany Belize. I've got Chris Burnett. I've got Claire Ptolemy. I've got Mbap. I've got RJ Chase. Jesus, man, I got Spike. I got a whole bunch. And I'd love to do just one full episode of just going to each piece. Oh, I got frickin' Kevin Strelly. An amazing piece by Kevin. I got so many beautiful pieces from the tribe that I would just like to do like a full episode all about that. I hope Tim gets well soon. I love his work. That would rock, Wowie, says Robert. Good, I will do that. I need one of Matt's and Jordy Johnson, says Perry. Yes. And you need one of Wowwy'z, Perry. Mark, yes, someday if you can, it would be great to have a Mark Tries to Carve sticker too. And there ain't no trying. I keep saying that, Mark. You're an amazing carver. Ain't no trying, brother. Yeah, now that Kale did his magic with this drawing, and magic he did, we can finally shade it. And I was thinking about this because, like, I got some crazy drawings that I did. One time I did a contest to try and tours of Wowwy'z. Hells yeah. I'm just getting into being on YouTube. I'm not ready for stickers, but my wife told me to start designing. That's awesome, Matthew. That's awesome. So I want one when you do. What was I trying to say here? Oh, yeah, I was thinking about this drawing in particular because, like one time I entered The Dark Crystal is one of my favorite movies of all time and most influential movies of my life. And when the Dark Crystal came back on Netflix, they did a contest for a creature creation contest, and I spent months and months on 3 big huge drawings of I had a creature called Zebo, and I had a whole backstory. He was this crazy moth creature, he was like a person mixed with a moth. What that would be like with big wings and stuff. But he was this crazy moth that lived in these caves. And I used my brother's copper lanterns, and I drew them in the drawing. And my story incorporated my brother's copper lanterns. And Zebo was this because moths go to the light, and Zebo is this crazy character and his whole mission in life is to protect the light. And there's these special little crystals in their world that are the light giving crystals. And so his mission is to find copper in these caves and stuff and take it out of the raw copper and then bash it in his little blacksmithing cave and make copper guardian lanterns. And I drew his cave, I drew him in different stages, Zebo. And I sent that all off to this Dark Crystal contest. And in the end, what they were looking for was like some kind of little critter that they could put in the background in a scene. And the winner got to go there and do some stuff and win this big prize package. They weren't looking for a whole creature to take over the storyline, and like I just went overboard like I always do. But anyways, I have all these, and they're all on this paper, big paper. I have all of these drawings of Zebo that I spent all this time in, and they're just in my portfolio. And I don't know what I'm ever going to do with them, but I wish they were being seen by somebody. And I was thinking about this, and I'm like, that's not going to happen with this one. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to do yet, but I may give this away when it's done to somebody in the group. I don't know exactly how or what to do yet, because sending this is a real major pain in the ass. It's a thick paper that is hard to roll. So I don't know exactly, but I'm considering giving this away. I'm just trying to read here. Still got to sit down and redraw the wizard on canvas for my prairie. Oh, they're talking about stickers. Okay, good. Oh, you thought this was wood, baby's kisses? Yeah, no, this is a drawing. Logo for the wood group. Paper. Yes, Canva is awesome for designing, man. I use Canva for a lot of stuff. All of my YouTube thumbnails I do on Canva. You can even, I think Amy Jo uses Canva, or she did, for her earlier, like you can edit videos on it too. I think Amy Jo used it for some. Hope she's okay. Big, lots of the tribe didn't show today. I hope they're all okay, whatever you're doing. Much love to everybody. And it's the time, right? Like the whole reason why I chose this time slot to do this in is because like I had to consider everybody, right? And like you guys are all my family, so we all have to be, you know, considerate of everybody's time zone. So now I was trying to figure this out. Like if I did this in the evening here, all of my American friends wouldn't be able to chime in, because if it was, if it's 7 o'clock here, it's going to be 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock in America, and in the way early stupid morning hours in the UK, and like for Claire when she tunes in, 2 o'clock my time is 11 o'clock her time at night. So that's why I chose this because I'm trying to like figure out what time it is for all of the people that I care about with you, and make sure that it works for you, right? Because yeah, normally I wouldn't do it at like 2 in the afternoon in my world. Like it's a weird it's a weird time to do it, but it's because I did it because of, I did it for you. I do it for you. I'm just kidding. Just being a wowie. But no, but seriously, I do. I did it for you. I wanted to make it so that everybody had a good enough chance to be here. And I apologize to Wheels and to Spike and to Claire, because they got the latest. They have the latest going, so it means a lot. It means extra amounts a lot to me when you guys make it. So I know it's hard, especially at that time of night. You just want to be like laid back, doing nothing, not listening to some dipshit go on while he's drawing. You want to watch a movie. You want to get, cozy. But they make it here. They make it here because they're good frickin' people, man. Who has to go? Mom, I gotta go, guys. My uncle just turned up and my other uncle has died. Oh my God. I'm sorry, Mark. I'm very, very sorry. Much love to you, man. May your uncle rest in peace. Yes, baby. I'm sorry, that kind of caught me off guard there. I'm sorry, Mark. Poor guy. But yeah, right after Creation Dust is done, if anybody still has it in the tank to watch Wowwy, that's when I roll in. And I also wanted to stay out of Creation Dust's way. I'm not out here to step on anybody's toes. I'm just out here just being Wowwy. Sure do appreciate those who do chime in and watch. Tune in, I should say. Tune in. And that goes for you, Mr. Stevens S. Carvings, and the wife, who are on the couch watching. Sure do appreciate you, folks. He always announces you, Wowwy. That's awesome. I really appreciate Josh for doing that. Looking out for the small channels, for the little guy. It goes to in Jordy. Jordy will pop in and sure does make me feel good when Jordy or Just Carve Rob or the big channels, Matt Carves included, will pop in and say hello. It means a lot, man. It really matters. This stuff matters, you guys. It really matters. Sorry for the armage. Having a hard time seeing some of these lines. I can always crank this right open, but I don't want it to be. Oh, I guess that's all right. Yeah, I'm just losing my eyesight is all. Oh, do you have to go, Jane? Okay, Jane, thank you for coming. Thank you very, very much for coming, Jane. It does knowing you're supported by people you support, no better feeling. That I didn't know that Creation Dust gave me a shout out like that. That means a lot. Means a lot for each and every one of you guys that come and give me the support. It truly does. You have a great night, Jane. Much love, sister. Thanks again for coming. Don't want, you I don't want it. Some spots, I don't want to go too much. Sometimes it's just a little. It's just a little touch, is all you need. And like down here, like you think of under the lip, right? Well, that's a little spot for some shadow. Just think of it. Think of it as a 3D thing. And that's where you put your little pops of shadow in. Like this S here, this S is behind the K. So you put a little pop of shadow right there. You feel me? I'll do it down here too. Just a little pop. Pop in there. And yes, I'm trying to be like fancy and do things right and use the shader and everything, but when it comes right down to it, old Wowie, it's the fingers. I love the fingers, using the fingers. That's my most favorite shader. But I gotta be careful because, especially here up, it's really, really hot in the studio today, so my hands are trying to sweat. Sometimes I'll do this. I'll wear one of these gloves. And this is a really, really soft one. And I'll use that so that my hand don't smudge the graphite. But it's so warm today and I got my little DeWalt fan just a pumping too. But yeah, my hands are sweating, so I don't want to put the glove on, is what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry. Sorry for that jamble ramble. But it's getting there. I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to go too crazy with the shading. But you hit those spots where you know where you got to go. And they can just make a big difference. So now that I'm getting there, I'm going to start doing a little bit on the letters. And especially on the edges here. The edges, or the ends I should say, they might have a bit more shading than the rest because they're weathered and stuff, you know what I'm saying? So I'll do like a little bit there. Some grains in the wood are darker than the others, so I'll hit one or two, but not do every one of them the exact same, you feel me? And yeah, just slowly making my way around. And the end result will have, that three-dimensional kind of look that we go for when we're drawing. Just I hope it's starting to look a bit more 3D. Kale's here? Hello, Kale! The Digi-Wizard is in the house! Holy smokes! Grumpy Perry would be in charge. I would be making stickers. I'm really not a creator, just an old grandpa. Grandma, sorry. Hello, Kale! How are you doing, man? What do you think? What you think, big little buddy? Big fish? Sometimes you'll hear me call Kale Big Fish. Sometimes you'll hear me call him Little Buddy. Because Little Buddy was my nickname for him when he was just a little tiny guy. But Kale is an amazing swimmer. And he's been getting his scuba tickets. You guys, Kale is so talented. And he just got his driver's license. Congratulations, Big Fish. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is he's a wicked swimmer. So sometimes I'll call Kale Little Buddy, but I'll also call him Big Fish sometimes, and that's why. Because I've been knowing them since they were just little kids, and I've tried to be a figure a positive figure in their life. Thank you for coming, Kale. So yeah, I've been doing basically what Kale did when he digitized it and did all his special shading and everything. He did basically what I'm doing here with the pencil. He did that, but on his iPad. And he did such an awesome job, man. So to be honest, I'm kind of like trying to just make my pencil version as good as the color version. Because he freaking nailed it out of the park, man. And he's working on a top secret on one right now. But I can't tell you guys what it is, or it'll blow the surprise. And let me just say, what Kale showed me today is freaking wicked. Ow! You! That is really cool getting to watch you draw. Oh, thanks, man. Well, it's just, you know, it's like what we did together. But I'm just doing it in gray now, right? Black and whites. But you did an amazing thing, man. I'm so proud of it. I can't wait until we got the Kindred Spirits merch going, guys. I just got to figure out how to do the store. Because the goal is that we're going to have, Wowwy'z Workshop is going to have a store that sells Wowwy'z Workshop, but also Two Brothers One Vision gear, right? And so these stores are called Fourth Floor or something, or Fourth Wall. But I don't know if a person can have multiple stores or how it works, right? So I can't use my chance to have a store up with Kindred Spirits because the channel this comes first, right? So I gotta see how to do that yet. But if anybody out there knows anything about the online stores that can give me any hints or tips. Is the mushroom on the S? Oh, the mushroom on the S is so awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Matt. I didn't get to watch your process though. This is great. Thank you, Kale. Yeah, I'm just kind of bouncing around, and you know, in those spots that I actually have it right here. So where is it? Oh yeah. So when Kale and I were in the background talking about how to do this and how to pull it off, I made this very, very light drawing, and I just kind of like laid it over here and did a quick trace. And then I just went in there with my shader and I said to Kale, I said, okay, everything looks perfect, but I need some shade here. I need a little bit of shade here. I need a little tiny bit of there. A little bit of shade on either side of the eye, so that makes that eye pop, and then a little bit of shade in here. And then on the little mushroom, I just want some on her little cheeks. A little bit of shade there on the cheeks, right? And so I did that, showed it to Kale, and he just took off and he came back and he did exactly what old Wowie requested, and it's just freaking wicked. I'm so pumped about it. So yeah, I gotta figure out, back to my ramble, I gotta figure out how to do this, or maybe somebody else, like we have 5 active admins in our woodworking group, and so maybe we can do it in somebody else's name. I don't know, but we gotta figure that out. We gotta figure out that out. Top job on the color version, says Wheels. Thank you. Yes. Thank you, Wheels. That was Kale. That was Kale's work. Are you okay, Mark? Are you okay, brother? I'm really, really sorry about your uncle, man. I'm sitting here and I'm rambling about how precious time is, and then something like that happens, you know? Much love to you and family, sir. But yeah, I told Kale what, and he was like, "Your wish is my command." And boom, he comes back and it's done. And there was no hard feelings for saying I needed a couple little changes. There was no ego. He was just like a wizard. Your wish is my command. And so I'm like, you are the digi wizard. You are a digital wizard. And that's going to be your new tag, your new name. And we've been going with it because Kale is really, really talented. He's just a young guy. You guys. He's just starting off in his creative journey, and look what he can do already. It's just crazy. And I'm so proud and hopeful for his future. If he does what he did for this logo, if he does that just for fun on his iPad, well, shit. Imagine what that kid could do when he's like, really getting serious about something. My goodness. But I shouldn't say that because he took this very seriously, this project, and he did his very best for me, and I'm very, very, very thankful, Kale. You are the digi wizard. Wow, he was 98, Mark. So expiry date was due. Wow. Yes, I hope I make it that long too, man. And Robert C. Peter says, button, who hit the like button? Let me go on my tiptoes here and see. 18 likes! Hit that like button, folks! Come on now. If you're watching at home, I don't mind if you don't. Sit back, relax, and just thanks for being here. The like button matters, and I want to keep the algorithm happy, but what matters most is just having you here watching. But I am so hopeful and excited to see, the journey Kale takes with his art, because not only is he good on the DigiWizard, but he does his own cartoon characters called blobs. I actually have a T-shirt and stickers. He's on my sticker board outside, guys. But he does his blobs, and they're awesome. And he has like a whole world and books on the go and illustrated books that he's been making. Very talented young man. Yes, hit the like button, folks. Appreciate it. Don't know how much longer how long have I been? 3:43. Oh my goodness. Almost 2 hours. Well, we're gonna go till 2 hours, aren't we, folks? You know how Wowwy'z. I don't like ending things like that. We're gonna go till 2 hours. And Matt, if you're still watching, he mentioned the little mushroom. We did a version. Kale did a version where we're gonna have a sticker that is just the K and the S, and it looks really, really cool too. And that more focuses on that little mushroom on that sticker, and I'll send some to you, Matt. Still waiting for Matt Carter to join, but I know he's not on Facebook very much, and he doesn't have a lot of extra time. Look how much he does for the YouTube community. I don't like bugging him to come over and you have to add another thing to his list with the Facebook group. But the thing is that every carver that we have that's part of the family, we all learn from each other, right? So when you bring people like Matt or somebody like Jordy or somebody that has a lot of experience and a lot to offer, it's very, very beneficial to the group as a whole, because we all learn. So if anything, that's a good reason to come over. Come down to Kindred Spirits, mate. Get you working. Come be part of the family, mate. I should know better than trying to do some stupid accent. G'day and good on you. It's been a fair dinkum time. I've been Wowie. This here's me workshop. No, that's no good either. Sorry, I'll just stop that, Mark and Mark and Matt. Oh, did you? Mark tries the card, says I joined Kindred Spirits through my partner's Facebook. At some point, I'll put up some pictures. We would love it, man. We would love it. Matt's still watching. Good, because I just got here. Ha ha ha, says Kale. Ow! Yeah! Yes. Yeah, sorry you came in late. I know you were probably doing school or something important, Kale. Oh, So is here. Sophie, under the bark. Hi, I'm sorry for showing up so late. Larry, I had an appointment. I hope everyone is doing well. We're all doing great. No, Kevin from Sticks and Stones isn't on Kindred Spirits, Robert. But we sure would benefit if he was. Yes, salute. So, we're all doing good. Mark just found out he lost his uncle. Just now he found out, so that's very unfortunate. So we've been talking about that. And, yeah, you haven't missed too much. Just me rambling and jambling. Working my way around this logo with my shader finally. But now that I've started, I keep looking over at the computer. I'm not going to go too, I know I want some under here, because this is, like in my head, this here part kind of twisted. So I do want to put some darker shading under there. And so again, what I'll use is my darker pencil. And in this case, it'll be the 2B. It should actually go to a 3B for this part, and I will just go over my lines again in that stronger lead. And then when I hit it with the shader, it has a bit more punch. If that makes any sense. And I want it to be a little bit dark under there, but at the same time I don't want it to be too much darker, so that because the S still has to look like it's behind. So it's a very gradual little dance that you gotta do. Not just go too great guns about it. And then, like what I say, I just always love to have my fingering crap. I'm doing it that way. Just little touches here and there, And now I'm looking through that might have been just a bit too much in spots. So, the beautiful thing about drawing in pencil is that erasers can take it away. Boom, boom. Little bits, here and there. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. And I'm sorry I'm jumping around, but what the reason is because my hand is starting to sweat, and so I'm working in a little spot there, and then I'm jumping so that I can get somewhere else before the moisture in my hand makes too much of a mess. So that too is a good time to, if you start sweating and messing shit up, it's a good time to call it a day, right? But like I said, you just go over those lines, give them a little love, and that line will spread with the shader, and it'll just give a little bit of color. You see how that happened there? Just by going over the pencil line. That's just the HB. I didn't go over there with the 2B. And you just go over those lines and they will widen a bit and they will give the impression like they're deeper in there. And so it's kind of like coloring, just going around all of them and just giving them a little hit, right? And I know if I had done things proper, I should have started here and just worked my way that way. And then I'm not smudging. And I knew it, but story of Larry's life. Wow, he's old. Well, I knew it, but I didn't do it. No. I take that back. We're not living like that no more, Wowie. We live with much love, honor, and the utmost respect for people. I don't care. The body is a vessel. I don't care what color your vessel is. I don't care about any of that outside stuff. I care about the soul that's inside. That's what matters. Mom's watching too, and now she knows where I get the random singing from. Oh, yes, you get it from old Uncle Wowie. And don't ever stop doing that, Kale, because that's the flavor that makes us unique and amazing. All of those little quirks. I learned a lot from one person, but a big cold was created, so I refrained from answering. But Doug Linker, Kyle, Larry, obviously, Kevin Doherty, and so many more. I know what you're saying, so, and I'm sorry about that. We all learn a lot from each other. But I understand what you're saying, so I thank you for mentioning my name, because I don't think I've done too much on that front. Like, I do make makers videos, folks, but I don't know. I'm by no means a teacher. I'm more of a confidant that'll bring you on the journey with me, and I'll show you my mistakes. And I will share the heartache, because that's all part of learning. But yeah, I'm not up here thinking that I'm some bigwig or special dude. I'm just sharing, because I create art anyways. It's my therapy. It's a huge part of my life. So basically that's what this channel is sharing that. And if I can inspire anybody to do any type of art, then I am a very happy Wowie. You see how that's happening there, Kale? Just by going over those lines, I'm like spreading them out, spreading that graphite a little bit out, and just giving that slight touch of an old gray, you know. I'm kind of looking for that gray driftwoody feel, because we got no color. But not so much driftwood, but you know, like the fence boards that have been in the sun for 30 years and they're like white and gray wood. And too, like, you can find that kind of wood in the forest. You know, it's like almost like finding driftwood, but it's not. It's like forest foundling wood, and it too can be like gray and sun bleached and white. That's cool when you find that in the forest. But that's kind of like the look that I'm hoping to achieve in the black and white. Sorry about the accent. You guys don't deserve that. Neither do the Italians. I'm sorry, Italy, for doing that. Okay. Like our deck. Yes, Gail, like your deck. Super gray and all worn out. Baby Kisses says Doug is a big one. There's a few guys. Gear Larson. What a sweet older man than a younger than me cowboy guy. Scott. A guy that makes little Norwegian people. Cool. I love the way Kevin at Sticks and Stones does eyes. Yes, I'm the same. I love his eyes, Robert. And the way that I do eyes has a little bit of a similarity to Sticks and Stones. I like to do my eyes with I love S lines, right? So you see there in this guy's eyes, the S lines. I like to make my eyes with that. And so you'll see that in a lot of my carvings, that there's these whimsical lines in the brow that I just enjoy it. I just think it gives a nice feel to the wood spirit. And S lines, we all know as artists how important S lines are to art. And Ben's Studio on the Lake used to talk about that. Jordy's talked about that, about the S lines. Ryan Cook will talk about that. It's true. Odd numbers too in art is a weird thing, but for some reason it works better. And another thing is, like in nature, like there's no right angles and there's no straight lines. Well, you can get pretty close, but you know what I'm saying, in nature. So like for instance, when I was doing the lines in this wood, I was making sure everything was going a little bit different. Like I'm following, yes, like wood grain does, but at the same time, each one is just a little bit off or a little bit slanted, you know? That's capturing how nature is, because nature is never perfect in those regards. So never worry about being super straight or super aligned or whatever. Don't be worried about that. Let the flow happen. That's what matters. And old Mother Nature, the creator, is the ultimate artist. That is the master artist. Well, I think for a first day of going at the old shading, that's looking okay. I'm liking that. I'm liking where this is going, guys. And I'm gonna, balance everything out a little bit here on my own time, but you guys are getting the gist of it. We got 2 more minutes here while I can babble a little bit. It is a shame that Kevin has stopped doing YouTube. Yes, it is. It is. Because he sure was a good teacher, I miss Ben Studio on the Lake too, baby kisses. You are the master of the S line, says so. Well, that's very kind of you to say. So I do try. He wants to experience something else. I see. I do goofy and cartoon. Kevin speaks to my muse. Yes, you do goofy and cartoon very well, Robert. That's your vibe. Hi, Perry. We'll check it out. Says Matt, I won an owl from Kevin. Did you, Mark? That's wicked. That's wicked to have in your hall of creation. Shut. Love your work, bro. S's. This is a wonderful drawing. Thank you, baby's kisses. Yeah, I can understand that. So, thank you, guys. It's looking pretty neat. I'm staring at the computer screen right now because it gives me a little bit better of a. It's like looking at something through a mirror, but not really, but kinda. But yeah, I can see, like, I gotta go now and like there's lots of smudges and stuff out here that I gotta erase, thanks to my hand. And I gotta clean it up a lot, but we're getting freaking close, man. We're getting pretty freaking close to having that done. I can understand. So, yeah, you said it could cost more to send the owl than it did to make. Yes, I can understand that, Mark. It's expensive. We sent to Frank Haven Much love to you, Frank. If you're watching this, brother, we love you. You and Debbie. But me and Jordy sent a package across there to Frank. And it was like we purposely had to hold back because I wanted to send a whole bunch of shit to him. You know? We love Frank, and Frank's fighting cancer, and he needs all the love and support. But it's so expensive, right? So Jordy and I had to dial back, and I had to pick some very, very special jewelry, a spiral from Darren and some blung from me, and stickers and stuff in a letter. And then Jordy sent a small carving of this really cool bear relief carving to send to Frank. And just that little package was like, the very, very lowest was 50 rate, and that's like with no tracking. And then the next one up was 90. It's expensive, man. And like we just did, Perry says, I've learned a lot from you too, Larry. You were just doing the dancing videos and music when I joined your channel. Well, thank you, Perry. I'm trying. That's still a big part of me, that goofy dancing crap. But I just dialed back on it because some people said they didn't like it. But believe me, I'm still dancing in the background when nobody's looking. It's just who I am. And I still do I hope that I'm going to put up more, some more of the silly music videos, because music is a medium that I enjoy, right? And I actually have some people that watch, like Big Al and Terry. He comes to check out my music. He likes my quirky music and stuff, and the stuff I do on my guitar, right? So some people actually do appreciate that part. I enjoyed it, brother, says Perry. Well, thank you. Who the heck didn't like you dancing? Do we have to listen to them? Keep dancing. Well, thank you, sir. Well, it's like, this is how it is for me, right? I carve when I draw. I mean, I stand when I carve. I stand when I draw. I listen to music when I do art. So I'm gonna be, and then plus I'm a musician, I'm a drummer. I just move. Once the music starts, I can't help but move, right? So that's how that all started. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna show people me dancing while I'm drawing. But no, there were a few complaints about that. I will keep dancing, Gail. Go, Larry, dance now. Whatever makes you happy and creative, says Matthew. Thank you, yes. No, Robert, I'll never retire my dancing pool. And that's funny that you say that, sir, because I was in my old life, I was a bar manager and a bartender, and a good one, man. Really, really good. I loved doing it. I loved being around music, the nightlife, ladies. I got a good wink. I'm really good at mixing drinks, so I was a good bartender. And it's funny because you say the thing about the poles, because for a while I did my jobs were at exotic bars. So yeah, I've seen some things, you guys. I worked a couple years in the exotic bars. So you can imagine, old Wowie, good looking young buck. And then here we go, a new line of women come through every week. Naked ladies? Oh. They just looked at Wowie and were like, well, I'm here for a week. What you doing? Oh my goodness, we're not going to start talking about that. Robert says, I was a Navy man, I understand. Who gives a flying flipping doodah about the complaints? That's right, Kale. And that's the way we got to be, man. Who gives a flipping flying doodah? I love that. But yeah, guys, I actually moved out here to the island with a dancer. Didn't work out, but man, do I have stories. Let's just leave it at that. Larry the Player, yeah, I was, Matt. Quite at that, but those will be stories for another time. I'm just lucky I got out of there relatively healthy. because that's some dangerous waters. But yeah, lots of crazy stories from those days, guys. Well, yeah, I'm happy with how that's looking. I'm gonna have to give her a little, like on this little mushroom here. I'm gonna use a different shader though. That little shader's pissing me off. But like around here on the spot where it's red, we're gonna hit it with that nice soft shade, right? And you do that, and then it gives that look of color to her. Bing. Actually, no, Bing is out there in the shed, but you know what I'm saying. Ding. Just a little touch there brings her alive. It's looking pretty sweet, says Mark. Thank you, Mark. I have stories for the bonfire, says Robert. Well, we've got to talk then someday, man, because I got stories that'll curl your toes, sir. Robert says, hell, I even cooked for 2 admirals and Thai royalty. Well, you got stories then, especially being over in Thailand. Oh, do that wavy thing? Well, glad you like that. So we got 22 likes, guys. Still got 17 people watching. We have broken through 2 hours. We're at 2 hours and 7 minutes now. I think we're doing pretty darn good for today. What do you guys say? Woodsyke is here. Fly your freak flag, bro. Hi, all. Just found time to swing around. Woodsyke is here, guys. Well, I'm going to stay for a couple minutes. Love it when Woodsyke pops in, man. That's another channel that, I look up to, and when those folks come through, and that's like Matt Carves and Just Carve Rob, and I actually, now that I'm talking about that, I just figured out how to add featured channels to my channel. And I always wondered, because I saw them on Matt Carves. You go to his channel and he has featured channels that inspire him, or that he watches or supports. Well, I figured out how to do that now. So I'm just picking what I'm going to do. But I was going to ask you, Matt, would you mind if I put yours as one of them? And maybe you too, Paul. Are you going, Perry? God bless you, sir. Much love, Perry. Thank you. We're going to be talking soon, sir. But yeah, I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about, well, what channels would I admire enough to put up there? And so that's been going through my mind, and yeah, I'm considering do that. And Matt says he'll be honored. Okay, thank you, Matt. I'll be doing that. And Woodsyke too, if you're cool with that. Yeah, no worries, Paul. Just popping in to say hello, man, is awesome. Make sure and hit the like before you go, though. We need it for the algorithms. The algorithms don't like me yet. I don't know who that is, but Jordy says the algorithm is the people. But if that's the case, then the people don't like me. And I think the algorithm you do have to get it to trust you and show that you're not a bot. So I think there is a process where you do in fact have to make that thing trust you, but it don't matter. I'm going to keep going, guys. That's just how well we do. Hi, Happy Curmudgeon. Definitely, says Woodsyke. Awesome. yeah, I want to feature the the people that I look up to and that have helped me through carving and the YouTube experience. I just I want to give back in a small way, and I think that's a way to do that. Because you guys do, each one of y'all, really it's a major. Is it Pablo Picasso that says the meaning? What is it? Just a minute, I'm gonna grab it because I need to say this. This is Pablo Picasso. The meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose of life is to give it away. Ain't that the truth, eh? And I just got a message here that my phone is going to die. Just add, yes, everybody add wood psych. Darren, we'll have to talk about it at another time. So he's struggling, but he's trying. Thank you for asking. You're welcome. You're welcome, Paul. You deserve it, man. I'm gonna hit some hearts for all of you guys and all of your amazing channels. I support each and every one of you. And thank you for supporting me and Two Brothers, One Vision. My phone is gonna die. I thought I had it plugged in here, but I don't know. My charging port, like when I stick my charger in there, it doesn't connect anymore. And I've been trying to clean it out and blow it out and stuff, but I think my phone is just, it's an 11, so it's time for a new phone. Everything's dying. So I'm gonna have to go, guys. I love all of you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being here. It never goes unnoticed. And I hope you come back for next week for WIP Wednesdays. Waka waka. Wowwy'z Workshop. Much love, everybody. Much love.